Okay, so here we are at Minnesota, looking across a bit of land here just by the ranch. That's Links Road. That's Jeff's tractor. That's Links Road going down to the highway. And when we scan around here, that is the gateway to the Dorothy Ranch, which is what I've purchased, or at least starting to build as a venue to set up for some concerts every year, 4 concerts a year. That's sort of our property line that runs along that tree line there. It's not a ATV. That's the sign for the ranch. We'll just zoom in on that there. You have a look at there. From the Dorothy Music Ranch, named after my mother, or in her honour, I guess. That's our long driveway, and what you can sort of see on the right here, we're developing this this piece of land up, and that where you see all that sort of brown dirt is where we've created some berms and little hills down there in the distance. But there you can see the pond. That's what we dug the pond out, and that's all been spread across there. So we're about to grass all of that, and that area will be part of the entryway to the place. We've got a nice pond there, and we've got a sort of over this side there's another ring pond that goes around a couple of islands. In fact, we've got a couple of geese just had some babies there, and I'll see if I can get a shot of those to show you shortly. And then off in the distance is the house. So I'm just going to jump on my ATV here and just zing around down the driveway and sort of try and hold the camera. I'm not going to really be looking too much at it, but anyway, here we go. You can sort of get a look at the place. I put these, just planted all these Colorado spruces. So we're just down the driveway about a bit, and you can sort of see this pond here. I'm going to putting up a 33-foot windmill on the right hand side that has a bellows pump that will aerate this pond, so you can put a lot of fish in there. It's my that's where they're going to wear me out when I get old, so I can sit in my rocking chair and catch fish. Then on this side is well, we'll try and get a little bit closer there so you can see a bit more of that. You can sort of see a little bit about what's going on. There's all sorts of works going on here at the moment because I'm developing the whole place up into a sort of a venue, really. But right down here is going to be a whole bunch of rocks that go on each side where that pond goes through our driveway and spills into that pond. You can sort of see there I'm putting a foundation and I'm building a bridge across to the island there, which we're calling something like Juneberry. And then we've got another island over the back there call it Goose Island. We've got you can't sort of see them there. I'll try and zoom in, but see if you can see them. But we've got a mother goose somewhere there with her babies. Where is she? Oh, pretty hard to see there. No, can't seem to get a shot. But anyway, yeah, so there's that part of it. And over there there's a sort of a shed. You can see where the bulldozer went through, and we put a big dirt pile over there. I'm going to be growing watermelons and pumpkins out that way. And there'll be a stage. We can see that blue shed. To the left of that blue shed we're putting in a second stage, a small stage for acoustic type music. And then when you go across that way off in the distance over there, you can't see it, but you can sort of see the tree line. The tree line goes back, and then it goes back to where the property hasn't yet been cleared. But anyway, I'm going to drive down there so you can see a bit more. And that's our new pole shed that I just put up. That's a sort of a main workshop area. But anyway, we'll go for a cruise here. So there's a pile of basically cow manure and a bunch of 3/4 inch rock, pavers and purple martin houses, and you can see again all of this has just been done, so there's a lot of earth, not grass and things like that. We just put this big pole shed up, workshop and whatnot there, and going across the house there that we've got. That house is, as you can see the little veranda thing that's sticking out there, that's my recording studio that you're looking. looking straight out there with this two. I'll drive a little bit forward. sort of two sets of French doors there, and inside that whole sort of chunk of the house is my studio with my guitars and bits and pieces like that. There's the old van, trailers and stuff like that, but this is sort of the home area. We haven't, again, we're still developing here, so it should all be ready by next year, but a lot of work. We're going to be putting crushed granite on the driveway. So I'm going to back up here. Now the neutral. And then you can't really see it, but there's a gorgeous sun there. But anyway, back up here. Take you around the back where the actual main concert venue is going to be. So there's we've just been doing all sorts of work in here, putting in hostas and planting, and again it's not grassed yet. I've got to sow all the grass and do all that because we've been doing a lot of landscaping work. Just for, like I say, just finishing off this here. That's tomorrow we're bringing in all the acrylic or polycarbonate they call it here. That's going on the roof of that. That'll make a porch, and there'll be pavers on the ground. It'll look really nice, and some hanging plants and all that. There's our front door and another room there. Quite a nice place. Our green umbrella. This is my John Deere. It's a little bucket. Let me zoom out there. It's a little mini tractor for working around property like this. It's actually really good. We can move all this like black dirt. They call that black dirt here in the United States. In New Zealand, I don't know what they call it, soil, topsoil. But here it's been, it's been mixed with other stuff. But I actually mix it with that cow manure stuff over there that I got from the farmer, and together it makes a really cool soil for growing. I'm supposed to be talking about the music stuff here, but thought I'd give you a look around anyway. But these are my raised gardens that I just put in, and I actually those boards I coated with linseed oil. So instead of using treated timber, I coat them with linseed oil so you don't poison the vegetables that you're going to eat. A lot of people make that mistake. They think, oh yeah, it'll last forever, but all that stuff leaches into the soil and into the food. And I'm a big one on liking my food non-toxic if possible. I just planting some herbs and that there, but you can see it's spring here, so it's the beginning of things. I'm going to zing over here. This mound here, it's going to be my my watermelon and pumpkin mound, and when you're looking straight down there, actually, from that top field of ours, that's going to be a car park, and then people will come down here, along here, and there's a sort of a road that goes in behind the trees. I'll follow that road, and that's the way people are going to walk from car parks to get into the venue. We will be holding 7 shows a year, so... Oh, sorry, 4 shows a year. Right now you're sort of backstage to where our second stage is going to be, just this little field here for a couple of 300 people, I suppose. And that'll be sort of like an acoustic stage. And then down through here is where people will walk. We clear all of this and make it look really pretty. And to get to the main stage area and the auditorium area, in case some of you are wondering, that little mound there is actually what they call a septic mound, because we're here with the water table's pretty high, and so your septic is actually above ground, or at least part of it is, the drain field is. That's the house over there. That's sort of a view looking back. So it's actually really quite pretty. So coming along here, along this back trail, I started putting in these nest boxes. And in the States here, we have bluebirds. Americans really look after birds. It's just absolutely incredible. Kiwis could take a leaf out of their book, actually, because they sell bird food in all the grocery stores and stuff here. And everybody feeds birds and puts up nest boxes and all that. And that's really, really helped the natural native bird population in this country to thrive. And it's really quite amazing, and it's really awesome. We have swallows and bluebirds, just absolutely incredible birds, and I think the reason the birds have survived in the States so well is because people take such great care of them. But anyway, if you have a look along there, you can sort of see I've got bird boxes about every 30 feet, and that goes all the way down to the other end of the property. So I'll take you around there before we go out back to where the amphitheatre is going to be. We'll cruise around here. So if you just look out there where it looks like a nuclear weapon just hit, that's the beginning where we're starting to clear the land for where the main amphitheatre is going to be, and this is sort of where the show will actually be, really. This is sort of this front area is basically the Dorothy Ranch as a property, but you know, there's going to be stuff happening out here, but the main stuff out here, we've got several acres that go back quite a ways here. I'll take you for a cruise back there, and we're doing all sorts of things out there to clear that and grass it, turn it like a park. We're going to leave a lot of the trees, so it'll be really pretty. And while we're doing that, there's a lot of granite in Minnesota, and we're pulling these big rocks out of the ground with the bulldozer, and those big rocks are big boulders, huge. We're going to be dragging up front and landscaping all around those ponds, putting trees, pine trees and stuff in, so it's going to look really pretty back there. Another bird box, a couple of Colorado spruces I'm putting in there to go along with the line of the trees. This is a machine shed that I'm working on, where all the things like ATVs and all the main, you know, this everything you use on a place, right on lawnmowers and tools and stuff like that. That's quite big actually. Should be finished tomorrow. We've got a buddy coming out, and we've got to put all the metal on and finish that job off. There's the back of our house, and we're going to be doing a bit of earthworks there too, because I've got to raise the ground up a bit, put some drain pipes in, and I'm going to be building a veranda like you saw at the front coming out of the back with a patio deck, and I've planted a few arborvitae trees, which is sort of a bit like a macrocarpa tree in New Zealand, and they're going to grow up there. Julie, she feeds birds, by the way, like I say, she loves the bird feeding, so you can see all those sort of hanging bird feeders everywhere for the different species of birds. There's about 9 different species of woodpeckers that come here. It's just absolutely amazing to see them. The pileated woodpeckers, must be 1.5 feet long, massive, like woody woodpecker. Absolutely incredible. We've got an open fire in the house, as well as central air and stuff, so it's really nice and warm in the winter, and the steep roof keeps the snow off. Anyway, so looking across here, this is more boulders, and this is sort of looking from what's going to be the backstage entrance. So just in here, actually I'm going to get off the bike here and walk a little bit here for a second. Okay, I'm going to walk out here. So this here is going to actually be sort of like a roadway coming in, and then there'll be a building or a camper trailer in here that's going to be the office, and along here, with its back facing the house, which is over there, the front facing this way, which is out toward the back of our property, that'll be the main stage area there. So the stage is going to be about, I don't know, 35, 40 feet wide, the stage itself, and then the wings will be probably another 20 or 20, so probably 60, 70, 80 feet altogether wide. And so far we're going back, I don't know, 100 yards, and we'll probably go back that again, another 100, clear it, and we're just waiting for the ground to dry out a bit, and we're going to bring the bulldozer in and re-level everything, and then probably lay topsoil and grass all of this. Then we'll cut tracks, and I'll take you on the ATV back there so you can sort of see what it's like back there. We're going to cut tracks back there, and everyone can sort of enjoy themselves at the show, I guess. Traffic vehicles will come in back there behind the shed. So, and if you look along here, you can see this row of bird boxes. So there's all this land here where people are going to park their cars. And if you look all along there, you'll see there's a row of bird boxes. That's actually quite a distance away. We've got a nice big area there to do that in. That's my friend over there. It's his property down there. His name's Fred. And Fred does custom cars. Really nice, beautiful custom cars. And we're going to have a custom car show here. One of our events is going to be sort of 50s and 60s music, which, you know, it would be really cool with a custom car show and all that. The other events that we're holding here are going to be one jazz and blues type thing, one southern rock, sort of southern barbecue type deal, all sort of aimed at around a bit over 30s and over people really, because there's lots of stuff for the younger kids these days. So I decided to build a venue for people that are getting closer to my age and still want to hoe down and a quality sort of an enjoyment and not too busy, not too many people, just enough people to make it a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to start it up and turn around and then cruise back to the other end. I'll show you the back of the property. So enjoy the ride. It's going to get a little bit bumpy, but cruise down the track here. Okay, so here we are sort of looking sideways at it and then back toward the house. So now if you were sitting out in the audience, you'd be looking from the right hand side straight at the main stage there, and it's going to be really cool out here because we're putting in a 3 colour laser, RGB laser, and putting on a laser show. And when that laser fires through all of this these trees and stuff left here, once we've cleared and turned this in a bit like an English park is the way I'm looking at making it. You might have seen those sort of English parks. That's the way we're developing it, clearing it and brush cutting and that sort of thing. So it should be really cool. Anyway, keep rolling. And there'll be all sorts of things like, food stalls and bars and little magical places back here. This is sort of a bit of a track that's been here for a while. So we're coming up to right down the back here. Okay, so now when you look across there, that's all our land as well, and we're going to cut all this long grass down, clear this, make it into an area, and I'm not too sure what I'm going to do back here. I might make some sort of a special area, but it'll take, by this time next year you will not believe it. This is the beginning of the whole thing. We've only been here a few months and we've been working real hard to develop things, and this summer's going to be spent working. I got my approval from MIlaca County to hold 4 events here, so they call it a variance over here. Unlike the resource management consent over in New Zealand, it was a really pleasurable thing to do, actually, to be honest. The county was really supportive, my neighbours were really supportive. I'm blown away, to be honest, that it cost me $346 as opposed to over $100,000 when I tried to do something similar in New Zealand. And it went to 3 different boards, 3 different meetings, and they were logical people. I mean, they basically weren't trying to stop you from doing something. They were trying to support you doing something because they know that it's good for the area. And it's been my dream my whole life anyway to do something on my own land. So I intend to spend the last piece of my life building this into the best venue I possibly can and putting on the best shows I can, but keeping them small and manageable so I don't have to get involved with all sorts of people I don't want to get involved with, and I can sort of keep it under control that way and make sure everybody's happy. So anyways, I'm going to cruise up here, turn around. So I won't go cruising out all the way across there, I'll just turn around and take you back up the front. So you can sort of, a lot of wild raspberries out here too. I can't wait until they actually come. Right now is just the beginning of May, so everything's just starting to bloom and the trees are just starting to get their leaves. Gorgeous. All sorts of animals. You see turkeys, we get bears out here, wolves, coyotes, raccoons, porcupines, a lot of stuff, because the north woods of Minnesota, basically the tip of the north woods of Minnesota basically reaches this area, and there's forest that goes all the way back up a couple, 300, 400, 500, 600 miles north tracts of forest, and so those wild animals can make their way down here, and recently there's been a pack of wolves moved into the area. I nearly hit one in the car one night coming home. So you've got to watch out. A lot of predators floating around. You've got to keep your eyes open, but you know, they stay away from you mostly. I've seen a few snakes, nothing poisonous around here. Minnesota's only poisonous snakes are down in the southern part of Minnesota, a couple of different types of rattlesnake, but up here it's mostly garter snakes, green snakes and corn snakes, which are really actually quite pretty. I saw one the other day in our garden right by the house, so that was really neat. So all in all, we're hoping that people enjoy coming out here and listening to music and eating good food and getting a bit of magic out in the Minnesota countryside during the summers. Right, so I'll sing on down to the gate where we started, so you can get a last look at the Dorothy Ranch. Covered trailer, our garden shed. Just got to be careful I don't frighten our goosies. Oh yeah, there they are. So I'm going to show you the mama and the papa goose with the babies here. Who's blowing away. It's the first year we only just dug the pond, and we've got our mama goose and our papa goose, and they're sitting out in the swamp there, and they came in with their babies the other day. You can see they're putting their heads down because they think that I can't see them. They're hiding there, so the babies, you can see the babies to the right there. Anyways, I better get away from them because I don't want to frighten them. They're settling down for the night. That pond is going to look gorgeous when we're finished developing around it. Good place for the wildlife. Here we are coming up to the entryway to the Dorothy Music Ranch. That be that. I'm going to tune around. And here we are back at Jeff's tractor. And I got a feeling that this 70 acres across the road is going to be full of cars sometime in the next couple of years. Ciao for now.